Welcome to the Game-Azing Race. I'm Karen Thompson.
And I'm Nicole J. Georges. Karen, we're here for a very special episode of the Game-Azing Race. It is the Ultimatum Queer Love Season 2 reunion, and we've been reunited with two of our very favorite special guests, Greta and Palomi. Welcome back.
Hi guys, glad to be here.
Glad to return. Glad to reunion.
Sexual experts.
Where are you beaming in from, by the way?
Barcelona.
Barcelona. This speaks to the Game-Azing Race's commitment to covering the ultimatum, is that we've dragged our poor friends who are on vacation in Barcelona to our Zoom room, otherwise known as our actually Riverside FM studio, to talk about the ultimatum reunion. Okay, first impressions of the reunion. If you had 3 words to describe the reunion with, what would they be?
Trump era non-accountability.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, Trump era non-accountability from Palomi, coming in hard and hot.
I was gonna go with a word cloud. And I'm gonna offer them in like maybe descending size. So if we visualize this as words in a word cloud, the biggest one, acrimony, Marie, heterosexuality.
Acrimony, Marie, and heterosexuality, descending word cloud from Greta the Fur. Nicole, what about you?
Started strong, got boring, pandering.
Those are 5 or 6 words. 5 words.
That's three phrases. 3 phrases.
Thanks for playing fast and loose with the rules, Nicole.
I'm a cartoonist, not a mathematician. Greta got to do it cloud.
3-word cloud. I did follow the rules.
3-word cloud.
I'm free. I don't know about you guys.
It's like, okay, so
we're all cops, apparently.
I guess my
I'm free. I don't know about you, Karen.
Dead grandparents, anguish.
Yeah,
those would be my 3.
But the other 3, I mean, if I were going to revise, the other 3 words I might use are, I hate you.
Hatred, mutual hatred. Yeah, so the reunion, I was really excited about it because I felt like we were supposed to get reveals of who were together, what's happened since. The first major kind of spatial realization I had when I tuned into the reunion episode was that Marie and Mel were on way opposite sides of the room. If there could be separate wings, they were in separate wings, essentially, of the U shape of the reunion couch. What do we like? Obviously, even after the ring pop proposal, a la Ozzy and the fake rock or whatever the hell, it just fell apart. So I don't know. Nicole, what do you think?
I want us to talk about the outfits.
Sure,
so if we're starting with Mel and Marie, can I have the masculine dressers in the room discuss Mel's situation? There's a lot, just so you know, there's a lot of like eye closing, deep sighs, deep breaths happening.
Yeah.
I want to know when suspenders became a thing that were our problem again. Because I thought we had done with them. I thought we had said that belts work just fine, unless you have to have a barrel around your waist. Now, short of the wooden barrel, I don't know why we need the suspenders, but Mel came in with suspenders and everything that was textured to be like pseudo satin.
I was gonna say my keyword for this is there is such a thing as too much satin.
Yeah, there was a long shot from the hair right down to the like silk-esque shirt to the satin-y pants, and then to the monochrome, apparently suede, like tan boots.
So many chunky, oversized boots. Like, we don't need that profile a lot of the time. You know what I mean? We just don't.
I just think it's probably some sort of youthful shoe thing going on that we don't really know. People in their 20s.
I just felt like in general the fashion was out of time, out of mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, are people wearing like Band-Aid dresses or whatever those things are called? Like, I mean, generally,
I mean,
I
I don't.
honestly,
straight people, like, because their clothes was chosen by someone else, right?
No, they wear their own.
no, they get to pick their own outfits.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what Mel wore.
I
Well,
will
although-
say that that's the magic of
Well, we
the
know
ma-
that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Karen.
I'm just going to say that that's not silk or sateen. I believe that's the magic fabric called rayon.
Okay.
And
That,
it's a little drapey, I mean, honestly, in 1997, I wore a few of those shirts, but I think that era is back now. I
But
think that the
listen,
issue was also the color story of that ensemble.
I actually kind of like the color story on Mel, if we're being honest, but I
Really?
didn't think it worked. Other than that, I like the textures, the garments, the boots. None of it worked, but I liked the colors actually.
Do you think Mel and Marie just all have the same color clothes? Because I don't think they were in touch to coordinate. But it's
Yes,
interesting.
I would guess that they are not speaking about coordination at this moment.
Because Marie came in dressed like, I want to say, the Silver Dementor. Like it was flowing, but it was not happy. She was there to suck souls out of their bodies.
She was there to fulfill the terms of her contract to get paid, and that was it. She was like, I will do this. I will not be there.
her face looked incredible the whole.
She was amazing. I mean, she was a queen on the
This, this was a gift, but I need everybody to know, not to be a Mel apologist, which I'm coming out. That's my position this episode. Is that Mel showed up. Supposedly, Mel said she showed up in a white shirt, and producers said that it would flare on camera. So production went out and bought her that shirt at the last minute.
Okay, that's what it felt like to me. That felt like someone else's choice for sure.
The pants.
I'm trying to, the pants were like a suede, right?
And also, let me just say what's wrong with the color story is that the shirt color and the pants color were too close, but not close enough.
Yes,
right.
I agree. 100% agree with you on that. Yeah. But I think I see what she was trying for, and I think the idea of what she was trying for, I was open to looking at in a more cohesive form.
I noticed no one here though defended the suspenders.
No, that's not part of the Mel apology tour. But I want to say, like, even though producers chose that shirt for her, Karen, we talked about last episode, she had the same problem on proposal day of wearing a shirt and pants that were similar in color, but not complementary somehow, like it just didn't work. They weren't even at odds. It was like a rain cloud.
Yeah.
She was like grumpy Care Bear, or the Care Bear with the rain cloud on its stomach.
Oh yeah, the gray one.
Yeah.
Marita comes in dressed like a mermaid.
Wow.
Essentially. And
Margarita was back. Margarita looked like a blue curacao margarita.
Yes. And I want to say that everyone commented on the mermaid look. And I would say that if we're to talk about fashion best improved of anyone on the show, Ashley was looking okay.
But who said to Ashley as she came in, "Look at you, funeral chic"? Because that was an amazing.
Yeah,
comment.
someone definitely said
No,
that.
it was Bridget and Kyle who were funeral chic, or was it Magan and Dana were wearing black, weren't they?
Comment about the four of them. That's someone like that. Maybe AJ made that comment about the four of them or something.
Yeah. I think Ashley was definitely included in that. Ashley was also wearing an outfit that violated the rule of thirds so violently.
Wait, what's the rule of thirds?
That unless you want to chop up your body in awkward ways, you want to try and maintain dividing it into thirds. So either you have 2/3, one thing, and 1/3 the other. Like, don't divide your body in half. She had divided her body into like 80-20 with that shirt. Like, she had really tight-waisted pants that were super tight.
Oh, I don't remember actually that at all right now.
Cropped shirt that just made her look. Unfortunately, it did not complement her body.
I thought she looked better than usual, Ashley.
Well, for sure. I agree.
Like, I think that she had a makeover. She obviously did something better with her hair. She did some debulking with the hair, and like it looked more like proportionate to the rest of her. And that maybe there was a funeral chic. I just remember that it was inoffensive, and like, to me, like, the clothes fit a little better than the large billowy things that Ashley, I remember Ashley wearing on the show, but I think that she gets most improved because everybody else pretty much looks the same.
Yeah.
I mean, Pilar and Haley are like back to dress on dress,
Yeah, exactly. G for
you
D.
know,
Against God.
D for D. And then like it's obvious like Bridget and Kyle have, their mullets were both flourishing.
Yeah.
Like Kyle actually grew like a kind of
Kyle grew a
more
mullet.
mulletous. Yeah, a
I did
mulletous
think
hairdo.
Kyle is probably going to grow into Bridget over time, so my sense
Yeah.
was the mullet was the first step.
Blonde Bridget. Well, can we talk about my wife?
Yes.
Megan.
Magan was wearing what? A mesh? Can someone, Paloma, will you describe?
So it was both mesh, but I think it had like velvet and rhinestone detailing and a mock neck. These are many descriptions of one. I'm always a little worried when we have so many ways to talk about the things going on. But it was a kind of interesting-ish mesh velvet rhinestone shirt, a little bit see-through, but still demure.
Very see-through though. I mean, like it's see-through like in a way that I was like, whoa, I'm surprised you wore that on
And then like a velvet
blazer. The blazer. There's a lot of like textures, like suede-y, velvety textures.
There's brocade. AJ's wearing brocade.
Yeah, I gotta say that like I am still kind of rocked by the idea that they dress themselves. Like this is like really making me like I was kind of like ready to like be like, okay, like some people looked great. Like I thought Brittany looked great. I actually liked AJ's outfit, even though AJ's getting panned online for it.
I think the cropped like grandma tweed jacket, just a different length, I would have enjoyed.
I was at like this like big gay fundraiser in Toronto for this like big rich nonprofit like about a month ago, and I saw a very like tall, beautiful fag in a kind of similarly situated or arranged outfit, like with the same kind of textures, the same kind of vibe. And I really liked it then. And I was like, AJ, I see what you're trying. Wow, I just really just didn't know that they dressed themselves. This is really changing a lot for me right now.
Can I just settle on like AJ's fabric is Chanel fabric.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
that like, that is absolutely
very
what
clearly,
that is.
yeah.
So it's sort of like when we see that style, it actually is grandma fabric because it's like, like Nancy Reagan wore suits made out of that fabric, right?
Yeah, the fag I saw in Toronto, that was very much the same. Like, I would not be surprised at all if that was like design,
Yeah.
Like, listen, okay, who else was there? What else were they wearing? I mean,
can I go back to Megan's outfit though? I mean, it's giving me like regional figure skating / gymnastics.
Megan dressed themselves. I'm now actually horrified by Megan's outfit.
Should I get a divorce?
No. I mean, I think if you're going to marry one of them, I think that's the one to marry.
And she can learn. She will learn.
I'm not sure, but I do believe she's still the one to marry.
She is teachable, as we've seen. She's a quick study of whatever's happening with the scariest person in the room.
The sparkly mock turtleneck or the mock turtleneck with, different textures and different lights. I feel like that's also like a real, I don't know, I'm a romanticist type academic outfit. Like, it's sort of like I'm getting fancy, and the velvet jacket too. It's sort of like it's a throwback to a lot of looks I saw in grad school.
By itself, I just don't. I don't. It wouldn't have been what I would have paired with the velvet jacket, but
yeah,
be free.
I mean, and Dana looked great, simple black dress, whatever. I didn't really, it was inoffensive. Most of the other things, Bridget all looked good as always.
I didn't like Bridget's, I didn't like their, I thought the top was a bit of a weird choice. It was a little, I thought it was a little too boxy, and I thought the pins and whatnot, or not pin patches were a little, I just was like, I didn't feel like it was working. And generally I liked Bridget's style a lot.
I realized I was describing Brittany though.
Oh,
because once again I was calling Brittany Bridget and Bridget Brittany.
Okay, gotcha. No, Brittany. I thought Brittany looked great. Yes,
Brittany looked great. So I agree with you about the boxiness of the outfit.
Nobody had an incredible makeover. Some people lost weight. Some people got a little Botox, a little filler, but nothing that was so drastic, in my opinion.
There was a fair amount of filler, I have to say. Like
Who were you seeing?
I think Dana, her lips and her cheeks are refilled, and I just want to remind us all that she's 25 years old.
She looks like she's 70.
I,
And I don't say that in an ageist way. I say that in like you spackle enough makeup and you're gonna like be Kris Jenner with the face. You're like Kris Jenner, but but she looks young. But she's elderly. It's both.
And I think Pilar and Haley went off, and they were like, "We cannot keep looking like country bumpkins. We live in the Bay," and they've had.
Do they live in the Bay?
They do. They live in San
Oh.
Francisco.
Wow.
They went out and they had also some like sculpting happening. There was some weight loss, but I noticed some like fuller cheeks in Pilar. I thought Pilar looked terrific.
I think Pilar always looks good. Yeah.
Well, so wait, do you think that there were theories of, everybody had Ozempic face? Do you think
What's
that there was
Ozempic face?
No,
It's like a kind of re-chiseled, like slightly
I think they could do a lot of
dehydrated.
that stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea. I don't know what people do.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I think that everybody understood. Excuse me, what?
Bless you.
That they were going to return. It's like going to any reunion. People are trying to dress up, look their best, sparkle, maybe show
Exactly.
others up. So that's the whole
like, when
point of
we were
that.
seeing their faces for the first time, like, didn't one of the sets of people who split up say that they were seeing each other for the first time in like a long time?
Yeah.
Maybe. But wait, let's get to our first explosive couple. Were the first people we talked to Marita and Ashley?
Yes.
The underdogs of the season, the unsung
We
couple
finally
of the
got
season.
more than like a minute and a half of their relationship. Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
Joe.
First of all, there are questions asked that prompt certain responses here. There's the Ashley accusing AJ of being quote unquote sexual with everyone. Marie says she's not close to AJ. There's a lot of I'm not close to anybody, I'm not talking to anybody, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that frames the whole encounter.
But it's also that AJ and Brittany seem to be like the kind of locus of sociality. There's a lot of like, and then we hung out and we were so worried about whether or not we can invite you all to our clearly totally going to happen real life wedding because we are truly honestly engaged and not just for this show. Right. So like, I think that there is some sense that like people do hang out or talk to AJ and Brittany so that, but Marie came right for them. So
Oh yeah, Marie was en fuego. I love that.
Yeah.
Marie.
Yeah.
Marie was upset because she basically was like, you guys fucked the whole game because you were meeting up and probably having sex, but you were keeping your relationship the whole time. So I didn't get the benefit of a trial marriage partner at all because you were just like a seat filler.
But
As
Marie,
you guys-
I don't think that anyone really got the benefit of a trial marriage in a 3-week reality show. I'm just asking that question. I don't know the answer for Marie.
I mean,
I think I think
Meg-
so.
Yeah.
Meg and Mel did. Megan and Mel, each separately, and Haley and Dana were able to get some trial spouse action.
Trial
let's-
spouse comfort.
Trial spouse comfort. But yeah. The phrase that Marie the phrase that Marie uses is that like, AJ and Brittany were connecting. And somebody, I can't remember, I have this in my notes, said, I empathize on that notion. So like there was some acknowledgement that, like when these assignations happened between AJ and Brittany while AJ was walking the dog, Ashley was the one who was walking her dog and claimed to continually run into AJ and Brittany in the halls of the condotel. And that's where, it became apparent that, things were amiss in the trial spouse situation. But somehow very quickly, the reunion pivots to more drama between Marita and Ashley than we ever knew existed, including this notion that Marita said Ashley was quote unquote using her. There's some mention of Key West. There's some mention of the return to Indiana, which answers Greta's question about where Ashley's
The
from.
second they said that, I was like, there it is. It's Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And then there was the Marita, like Ashley said, Marita has cheated on me 5 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she loves
Right?
romance. She loves love.
But there's also like,
Sorts of romance. One night romance, 2-night romance.
She won't be stopped in her
Won't stop.
search for romance.
Yeah.
but where and how? Like in the interim period, like cheating 5 times, and then Marita's like, "You were cheating on me the whole time," and I'm just like, "Wait, you guys were so much more exciting than you were on the show."
I know. It's like, why didn't we get any of that?
But then there was some question raised by Marie as to whether or not they were actually together, i.e., were they actually dating or still hooking up? And I was like, Marie, how do you know?
I
And
love
then-
Marie's truth teller. She was the truth teller and also the rage doula of this episode.
the rage doula. But I forgot that a bunch of them live in, I don't know Florida geography, I apologize.
Orlando?
And St. Petersburg?
St. Pete's. That's right. Because someone said something about St. Pete.
Are they close together?
I don't think they're that close. I want to say that they're like
Couple
3
hours away?
2
2
hours,
or 3 hours away?
And that's
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
I lived in Florida as a child. It seems like everything's within driving distance.
Let's not pretend we know how far apart these places are.
Yeah.
Point being,
There was a lot of people like talking knowledgeably about what happened in Florida in the interim. And Marie really wanted to defend Ashley. Like Marita was like, "You cheated on me while my grandfather was dying."
yeah,
And then whose grandmother was dying? There's so many dying
Ashley's.
Grandmother
Okay.
currently dying.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
She's currently dying. And let me also say, I do feel my heart goes out to people whose family members have died or are dying. But it was a lot to try to follow in a very short amount of time.
Especially with the screaming, "I hate you."
Especially with the screaming of "I hate you" in the middle.
Yeah. Marita basically said, "I fucking hate you" to
Yeah.
Ashley, which prompted a storming out.
Yes.
Ashley runs off set, and who comforts Ashley?
Oh.
You know what I thought?
That they were hooking up.
Oh, absolutely.
What?
That's what Ashley had tried to tell Marita. But
I
Maria
am
didn't.
saying Mel doesn't give a shit about anybody unless she can get something out of it. And so I think she's getting something out of it.
Well, but like I just feel like it's a little bit not Mel's type. But like who
Do we know anything about Mel's interiority?
I mean, we know a few things, yeah.
We know that there's a scared child inside. That's all I know.
Nicole and I were texting about how there was a scared child in front of Mel, and how if I think about it for more than 5 minutes, I actually like want to cry for them. But like, yeah.
It is sad.
Yeah.
I just want to say though that having not seen them interact in any other way, it was a surprise, and there was a lot of like intense holding, which again may just be a sign of kindness, but we have not seen unmotivated kindness from them.
Well, this is the other
season.
motivation. The other motivation is Mel might have realized that she's the fucking villain of the season because they saw the season in the interim, right? So it could be that she was like trying to like make up for some of the villainy that she had either lived out or was painted to do. Also, can I say one more thing?
Please.
Like, can we talk? Mel's lupus was like discussed briefly in the thing as the source of her not being able to have children. Lupus takes many different forms. I have like 100 people with lupus in my family, but I will say that is not like a strong association. And I was like, is this definitely true? Like, remember that Marie was like, and why would you think that I didn't know that you couldn't have children? And I was just like, what is happening right now?
I was like, I bought you the book on lupus.
Okay.
I'm a good, thoughtful partner. I did research,
Yeah.
and you didn't even read the book.
You didn't even read the book. Yeah.
But then Mel just went to Dana and was like, "You're the first person I've told I have
I know,
lupus.
yeah, totally.
I can't bear children. I can't bear young."
Well, quite a lot. Yeah. I mean, basically, Mel after running after Ashley, I think that was just an LHB on LHB.
That was my vibe too. And it was also
like-
maybe Mel trying to rehabilitate her image a little bit.
It's like a hug moment, like an empathic moment. But also Marita is trying to acquire some dramatic screen time and notoriety, especially in the first half of this reunion, because she also has it out for Bridget and claiming something about Bridget is putting in the effort to quote unquote reverse the ultimatum, which I don't even know what that's about.
Did I miss this?
Yeah,
I
this
don't.
is
Yeah,
all together.
will you remind me?
I think that Bridget and Kyle were buddies with Ashley. And so as Ashley was telling them, Marita's cheated on me 5 times, romance, blah, 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 they were like, this doesn't sound like a great relationship for you. Maybe you shouldn't get married. And then Marita's like, how dare you put that poison in her mind?
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't follow social media well. I follow it a lot, but not well. Bridget,
I was just about to say
recently
this.
posted
Oh.
that she actually proposed to both Ashley and Kyle.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to be a joke?
I don't know. Honestly, I felt as much connection between Bridget and Ashley, as in none, as I did between Bridget and Kyle. So it seemed to me as logical.
But do you think this was just Bridget? Bridget did feel like the canniest player of the game, at least in the thing. Like, was she just like, you know what? I'm going home with someone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to propose to everybody and just see how it goes. Wait, so she proposed to, I saw that too.
I saw that, but then I was like, I think this is a joke. I think she's trying to be like an alt comedian of the season.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe.
I have not seen it. I have not you guys,
Maybe not. Maybe I'm giving her too much comedy credit.
We don't joke about these things, Bridget.
Marriage
but I
is-
love it. I love that the phrase that Marita used was to reverse the ultimatum. In other words, to talk Ashley down from the possible proposal that was obviously not going to endure. And speaking of proposals that don't endure, we finally get to the Marie and Mel story, and it's like they're in bad shape. Dana is trying to clean up. Like Dana comes in, tries to be very.
Dana was definitely trying to clean up. She was like, clean up in aisle 5.
Yeah, she's trying to be like, I think that Megan and Dana came in trying to be the sort of diplomatic, debonair couple.
They came in with a plan about how to present themselves. Absolutely.
It was Dana's plan.
Yeah, it was Dana's plan. It could have been like someone, like they might have hired a PR person and that told them a plan, and then Dana made, you know what I mean?
I don't know, because that scene that they showed us in the flashback where Dana has Megan come out to Dana's family as having cheated on her without
I know.
peep, not a peep, about the gentle groaning and moaning that went down in Studio C. And I was like, oh, I see exactly what this is. This kind of codependent, like totally fucked up relationship. Dana is writing a script in which it does not matter. This is where my Trump era lack of accountability comes in. It does not matter what we saw. It was fake news, apparently. They had a new news story.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this section where they're like, what is sex? I actually did. I mean, I sort of was like, I don't want a straight person presenting this to the world, but like when they were like, what does sex mean to you? Like, what is sex? And I was like, I'm really happy we're having this conversation about having different definitions of what sex is.
I mean, yes, but this was, I mean, let's just skip ahead if we're going to skip ahead. This is to me, this was the hate crime of the episode was Joanna Garcia Swisher being like,
no.
So what do you guys think of as sex anyway? What are you guys pretending that you're after over there?
No, that was a hate crime. To be clear, that was a human rights violation. Okay, it was like I literally called the Hague. I mean, they don't do anything, so it's fine. So I'm not a cop. I tried.
Well, yeah. There was, and as I discussed it in the previous episode, that confusion about the definition of sex and the lies with Mel, or what's a lie or what's not. Those questions come up. What are the lies about intimacy? There's a discussion about the technicality of it all, the montage of, what do you guys do? And everyone's describing different forms of lesbian sex, of sex in general, actually. I mean, again, I don't think that we can scrutinize, I think that what the producers and maybe the series was trying to lean on was someone to make a technical, confession that penetration was going to be the thing that qualified as the quote unquote sexual act. But obviously everyone, to their credit, refused that sense of what it was. And there was someone, and I can't remember who, was like, whatever goes in, whatever,
AJ was like, stick something in somebody else and it's sex.
Yeah, so that's sort of what happened.
Made reference to like a huge strap-on. Was that AJ? I thought that was AJ, but was it not AJ?
No, it was AJ, but it was like a flashback of AJ.
Okay.
But
Well, wait.
I want to go back though, because we really skipped over the Marie and Mel like discussion about their breakup. The way Marie frames it is after the episodes aired, Marie broke up with Mel a couple months later, or rather after I guess they got to see the episode.
I was curious about that timeline as I was watching too, but continue.
Yeah, just a couple months after they were able to find out what happened. Marie also talked about setting boundaries and extracting herself from the food truck. So those of you
Yeah.
who
Yes.
noticed
I love
that she was no longer a food truck coworker, I think that was Palome's detective work. That was a sure sign of the end of their bond. Then there was the lupus discussion, but the main thing that everybody decided to focus on is the totem of their fucked up relationship was the Brussels sprouts recipe.
God, yeah.
She says, "Why don't you tell her? Tell her, Mel. Where'd you get that Brussels sprout recipe, Mel?" says Marie. And it turns out Marie showed Mel how to make those Brussels sprouts that Mel then made for Dana because Mel is a cheese lord. Lord of the cheese.
Okay, here's the thing. Can I just say, recycling Spotify playlists and having only one like seduction recipe does not bode well. Like,
No.
someone has to expand their repertoire here.
I mean, I
And
did
fast.
on the group chat. I will say someone made a comment that said, "Who among us has not recycled a song or two from a sex playlist?" And I do think that is a real. That is a real thing. That is a real
A
thing.
song or two, a whole playlist.
It's a lot.
The,
It's a lot.
This
the
guy
actual
doesn't
playlist.
recycle.
Oh, by the way, also, have you guys seen that there are images of the actual playlist like going
No.
around? It is absolutely not like sad mopey music. It is fucking boom boom music. It is fuck music. Yeah.
Oh wait, we need to see the fucking
Please
playlist.
send.
Okay. I gotta find my phone, Christine.
No, yeah, I mean,
Well,
you should do it right now.
Yeah.
No,
So
do this. Okay, I'll send it to you. Thank you so much.
I also want to underscore the fact that Mel calls after this whole Brussels sprout expose, Mel calls Marie bro.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
Like Dana and Mel love to call people bro in fights, like Aussie with
Yeah.
mate.
Mate. Wait,
Yeah.
I need to say that I was chilled to my bones. What was Marie saying to Mel? Marie said something about how Mel sucked, and Mel's like, "Give me more. What else you got?" And I was chilled to my core.
Yeah.
Like Marie was like saying actual emotional things that had happened in their relationship, and Mel's like, "Great, give me more. I'll take it." And I was like, "Ugh."
Hard to see the crying child within in those moments. Hard to see it.
Well, no, I mean, it was all avoidant attachment. It was all like, no one's coming to take care of me. I mean, the thing that I was saying before was that Mel was like, all we know about Mel is that she had 4 different stepmoms. She hasn't attached to any mother. She's looking for that. And then she chose Dana as the person to open up to after believing she couldn't trust anyone. She chose the scariest, least trustworthy person in the room. And then she was like, I knew it wouldn't work out. I knew I couldn't trust anyone. Look what happened when I opened up my heart and got a shamrock tattoo.
But like Dana is a prototypical dommy mommy though, which is clear. Like in this sort of
I felt a little sad for them because I do feel if they had sort of leaned into that, like Mel is clearly such a bottom. There were things that she said, and God bless throughout the entire season. And Dana is clearly such a top. I was like, there is potential there. Like that could be healing if either of them had ever done one self-reflective moment in either of their entire lives. But they're 25 and I forget how Mel is. 29, 28, something like that.
Yeah, they're like 25 and 27.
Like that could be a place to work some of that out, but they are not going to work
Well,
that out.
apparently they do all hang out because the internet is flooded with videos of Mel, Megan, and Dana all hanging out.
Mel, Megan, and Dana.
And I think Ashley. I think Ashley is in there.
Ashley's in the mix.
Also, Top Knot Masks plus
Dana.
Yeah, they're circus handlers.
But insofar as she is in this kind of brutal top that you're like, I can sort of see it. It tracks. Megan is really the odd man out there.
They walk behind her wearing carrying those things that toddlers carry to walk across the street.
Oh yeah, the little yeah.
The rope.
Yeah, the rope. Exactly. With the little handles. Yeah.
She has leashes on their backpacks for when they go into stores.
Well, we do find out that Dana reached out to Mel after Ultimatum Day, but as she noted, she was ghosted for 2 months. So,
I mean, she kind of ghosted Mel first, as we saw in that kind of heartbreak moment where she was like, I can't do this. I have to, I have to tend my garden elsewhere. And Mel was like,
Wait, the one when Mel was like pressuring her to like make a commitment now, like during the trial marriage. Yeah, that was an interesting thing to see because I do feel like you saw Mel's like raw need in that moment, and
Yeah.
Dana was like, no, I can't. I actually also felt like you saw Dana's like a possible future of Dana's emotional maturity in that moment where she was like, I need to talk to Megan, I need to like think about it, I need time. And I was like, oh, look at you making a right decision.
cut to then Mel proposing with the sour ring pop sour. And then at some point being like, you have to say something or I'm going to throw myself in the pond. And I was like, you're going to throw yourself in the pond anyway, buddy. You don't feel good.
The ring pop was like, that actually like broke my heart a little bit. I was like, oh, you can't even on a reality TV show where you're literally being paid to do this. You can't be earnest about something. You can't even perform earnestness. Like Bridget could perform earnestness with 2 different people, apparently. You know what I mean?
you could, for sure.
Yeah, just go through the motions. And I was like, oh, even this is too much for you, Mel.
Speaking of Kyle and Bridget, we get the update on Kyle and Bridget, and they've moved in together, probably in my neighborhood.
Messy house.
Why do you say messy house?
They said it on their
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that. All I have in my notes is Bridget is trying to entice crows.
Oh yeah,
Bridget's-
I see that video of them doing that. Yeah, I did like that. That does charm me about Bridget.
I do feel like Kyle's parents are paying for the house.
For sure, Kyle's parents are paying for the house. Neither of them cleans. I can't remember what either of their astrological signs are, but the Virgos are not in the mix.
They're classic Leo Aquarius duo. Kyle's a Leo. Yeah. No, I know. As a Leo, I was a little offended, if we're being honest.
Go ahead.
I was. Yeah.
I mean, there was also, I just wanted to say for cross-platform promotion, Kyle's mom apparently invoked the Wicked song, Because I Knew You, I Have Been Changed for Good. Which I was just like, they have been trying to make Kyle's mom a thing.
Yeah, they really, I don't think it's working though. I mean, I really, I don't want to diss anyone's moms or dads or parents or whatever, but like, I'm not picking up what they're putting down around Kyle's mom.
This was a real.
I wish them all well.
Yeah.
I'm not compelled.
It was a real quit trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah,
Netflix decided that we would have an insatiable desire for more Kyle's mom wisdom, that she's the Yoda of our generation, and also that Megan and Dana were a couple to be spotlighted, and that we would want to see what their most romantic year of their life has been by seeing a montage of selfies from the past year.
Saw that too.
But that's what Love is Blind does with like their good couples. And I'm like, Megan and Dana aren't the good couple. Palomi, you're trying to get in here.
No, I was thinking actually that part of what Kyle's mom is doing is fulfilling a promise apparently that was made in the first season of Ultimatum that I only found about recently, which is Xander from season 1 posted on TikTok recently about how when they went on the show believing that they were all getting couples therapy.
Oh yeah.
That was the point of the show. Like they were like, I arrived and I was like, great, we're going to get therapy. And they were like, this is a therapeutic experience.
Yeah.
And they were like, I have a lot of anxiety. And they were like, yeah, we can't help you with that.
Someone did not read the fine print. Yeah.
And so I wonder if they wanted like a kind of therapy figure, but they didn't want to shell out for an actual TV psychologist.
I mean, get Dr. Orna on there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean, Dr. Orna has too much dignity to do it, and good on her for that. But
there are others who don't have dignity.
But there are others who do not have the dignity of Dr. Orna, and they could help.
I mean, honestly, we could.
Yeah.
We as a collective, we have 3 PhDs right here.
Yeah.
None of them
not that much dignity, but
we don't need a lot of dignity.
Yeah, we don't.
We have the right amount of
dignity, no doubt. Yeah.
But also, Nicole suggested a crossover with couples therapy, like in the last episode.
That's where I want Megan and Dana to go.
Yes,
on their victory tour. I want them to go straight to Dr. Goralnik's couch.
Yeah, that seems right. That seems right. I throw one more thing in about Bridget and Kyle.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I mean, whatever. Obviously, we know that everyone is a striver and has dreams of making it big and has like other motivations for being on these shows. Obviously, like there's the theories that like AJ and Brittany went on to advertise for Brittany's business. I think it's called Vitalux. I think it's a med spa. That like that there's all these different that maybe Rita wants to get famous again. But I learned since the show ended that Bridget also appears as like a best friend on, is it Love is Blind? Love Island?
The Bachelor.
The Bachelor. So Bridget is like this is not Bridget's first run with reality television. I thought that was very interesting.
Bridget's a friend of Gabby Windy.
Yes.
And so that's where she appeared they appeared as one of Gabby's friends. I have a question, Greta and Palomi. What do you think Mel and Dana did? If they didn't have sex on a technicality, what were they doing that wasn't sex?
They had sex. I'm sorry. We saw some bald face lies. This is what I meant. Trump era. This is not some technicality. They were like, you saw it? No, you didn't.
I could not agree more. I think they absolutely had sex. I think they had every single form of sex that was described by the 12 members of the show. I think they had every single one of those forms of sex.
Some new kinds.
I think then they had a blood pact that they were going to just deny it. And you remember that the question gets put to Mel directly, and Dana intervenes.
Yeah.
And shuts it down because Dami Mommy is going to take care of the fucking narrative. So yeah, they definitely had sex.
No, it's very much like Mother Wingo from The Prince of Tides, who like shuts down all the negative narratives, like because that's why I think they left that edit in from the kitchen camera on the show. The minute that the situation arises where there are questions about what they've done, Mel's like, what do we do? And Dana's like, okay, here we go. And you see that essentially there's a kind of a narrative, a plot, there's like, story management. And yeah, I also believe that they like knock boots every possible way.
Absolutely.
That there's no technicality.
Stranger for 3 weeks. Like, what else is there to do? I get it. Like, be free, sisters.
There's
Make
no
shadow puppets on the wall.
There's no technicality. Like what they vigorously rubbed each other over the clothes. I don't think so. There's no loophole.
Karen, I have a correction from last episode.
Yeah.
We forgot. Dana knew very well and said out loud, Megan's going to be pissed. I'm getting this shamrock tattoo. She wanted to get matching tattoos. And then later she's like, Megan, baby, I didn't even remember that. I totally forgot you wanted to get matching tattoos.
I'm saying.
Seconding.
And there's a way in which you understand Trump better through Dana. The Teflon phenomenon, right? Like, literally no one called her out. The fact that the producers could have dropped in. Yeah. Hey, everybody turn to this.
Look to this edit. Yeah, exactly. Nope.
We're really just going to leave it?
Alternative facts.
It's like, imagine how good that episode would have been.
Oh, God, I know. If they had just been like a screen had come down in the back, like science class style. And they'd been like, well.
Instead, we got the most horrific paid promotion for heterosexuality I have ever seen, where AJ turns to Joanna. Thank her.
I was really feeling Team AJ for there was like a dip in the like maybe like episodes 3 through 5 where I was like, I don't like AJ. Like AJ's a fuckboy. But then I came back around and I was like, I actually really like AJ, and AJ's like doing like a good Libra. They have a good Libra role. Then with that, I was like, you're dead to me. You're dead.
Yeah.
What can you talk us through it? Talk us through what happened.
Apropos of
nothing.
AJ turns to Joanna and is like, I just want to say,
the host,
no, you're not gay, but you have just been.
Even though her last name is Swisher, by the way, continue.
Yeah, something like you have just been so supportive. And Joanna was like, oh my God, all I aspire to be is an ally. And I'm like, you aspire to be an ally? Like, and then AJ keeps going on.
Keeps going.
Where she's like, it's amazing to show this to my parents. To be like, yeah, she's straight. And look at her sitting next to us, not vomiting into a
not ripping out her eyes with the horror of what she's laying her sights on.
Like, no,
Look at her. Look at her.
no, she has not sent one of us to conversion therapy.
Yeah.
She is a model. And Joanna's like weeping, and she's like, I just love.
She says, I
The
can't tell
idea-
you how much this means
Yeah.
to me.
And then she just kept, but she never actually expresses any affection towards them. She's just like, this is so important to
Yeah.
me. I would love to, like, did she say, like, I want to do all of your weddings? And I was like,
Officiate all the right.
Officiate all of the weddings,
What's
yeah.
that thing about that? Yeah.
it was, I mean, I think I said this in the group chat. It was like a paid promotion by heterosexuality. They were like,
It was-
heterosexuality, still our friend.
It was like everyone lined up to suck Joanna's dick for like a full 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
Instead of talking about other dicks that might have gotten sucked on the show. And that's what I'm
Indeed.
there for.
Instead of the footage.
Yeah.
the footage.
Well,
We want-
also, can I just say there's a lot of fluff footage of AJ dotted throughout the reunion episode. There are multiple montages, including a whole AJ focused montage of AJ referring to herself in the third person. This is an AJ thing. It's an AJ vibe.
Yeah, I
Everybody's
didn't
like,
like
how
the way this-
cute. And then there's the pet montage, which
Yeah.
frankly, I was happy for a pet montage so that we could see
Me too.
how many cats Mel and Marie actually had, as opposed to like the same cat that may have appeared to look like it was in different locations because of some continuity editing. And you know, and AJ closes out that montage and essentially is like makes a joke about pussy always wins, you know, in the fight between the dog and the cat. Ha ha ha. So AJ is actually emerging as the sort of producer pet or favorite, and she's performing that by returning like a kind of grateful gay gaze upon Joanna's
That's
pressure.
Oh,
more generous reading than I would maybe give it, but yeah.
I have a new conspiracy theory.
Oh.
It just dawned on me. So I think if people are there for another scam, I think AJ, worried that she cannot keep up with Brittany's success, wants to be a big boy, is like, hey, what if I become a D-level reality star? Like if
Star or host? I thought you were going to say that she was after Joanna's job, and I was like, I would actually appreciate
I would love
AJ in that
No,
role. Yeah.
I think that that's probably not going to happen. She's going to have to be like a friend on some other reality show first. But I wonder if AJ was there to get some kind of like attention as a like a TV personality, maybe.
Oh
host.
yeah, that would track. That would track.
And like that's why, 'cause, like some of it was so canned that like it felt like it had to be purposeful and not just like a weird like self affectation. So I wonder if maybe less or as much to promote Vital Lux, they were there to get AJ a job.
A
I
jail-
think so.
Oh,
That was all self-produced, right?
I
All
think
the
some of
third
that was
person talk?
self-produced. Yeah.
I
Well,
think
but I think AJ probably does speak in the third person, and it's just sort of, and because they've always envisioned themselves outside of themselves, you know, like being a person who, I don't know, like has the kind of charm and whatever to give people what they want, which is what we saw when they were flitting around. We haven't talked at all about Pilar and Haley in
Oh,
this
yeah.
room because, you know, it seems like even though there's been chatter on the interwebs about their, I guess, transformations and some of their fillers and what have you, looking good on screen, they seem to be completely unperturbed and chugging right along. There's some sort of family acceptance narrative being attached to Pilar. There's like we had hard conversations with parents. Their whole story is we got a second ring because the one ring that was furnished for us in the velvet box wasn't enough. And so,
Oh,
you know,
I thought it was. I thought it was just because it was just one. Oh, that's right. Because everyone got a ring to give to someone.
yeah. And so
Okay.
since they're very matchy, they're like, let's get another ring. So like now they're going to both have rings. I don't know. It just seems like they were trying to present themselves as the kind of winning couple or like that, you know, we got it all together. Also because Haley is still, I think, quite rejected by the whole Megan situation.
Yeah.
And, you
She
know,
was very gracious about it on the show, but on the reunion,
yeah.
I think she realized that Megan is a hostage.
yeah.
has Stockholm syndrome, and then
I was gonna say a doormat, but yeah, hostage is another way. But
also then was like, oh, then maybe you don't have the capacity to have been real with me either. And I think that realization helped. It wasn't like, oh, I saw the real you. I think she says it at some point, right? She was like, that was also you.
yeah,
But this is also you. And I think that that was a sign of her emotional maturity, where she was like, I'm not in some crisis. I see who you are. I thought we were having something different. We're not. And again, the internet has been close reading a moment at which apparently Megan's eye twitches while looking at Haley while Haley is speaking. And everyone reads this as like a glimmer of longing breaking free.
oh my god.
Um,
The thigh muscles toward the calf muscle twitching in Benito Cerrito. Continue. Yeah.
I want to. Can we talk really quickly about Dana and Megan having gone on the show to show their parents that gay people can be normal too?
Deserve respect that gay people deserve.
Can I? This is another like. I mean, I'm not going to put it quite Trump era, but I guess like it was interesting to see. It was interesting to see like what felt like people's relationship to homophobia show up, and I'm not talking about the classic structural ones like Pilar's relationship to her family or Megan's relationship to their family, like relationships to like a family member who like especially parents or grandparents that like reject you. I feel like is a classic. Like we all know that story, but it did feel like the constant like reference to well now like you know even AJ being like you know that straight people can see that a straight person likes us. I was just like, what happened to queer movements? Like what really happened? Like there was a way that like that used to be such a understood as a source of like our collective strength. And also I think it was like the thing that kind of drove us to like it drove a kind of like separation and kind of like independence vis-a-vis kinship, not to say like getting rid of kinship, but like a sort of like building multiple different forms of kinship. There was just something about it where I was just like, what? Like why
The marriage, it fits. The marriage equality movement killed that. And
I know,
this
I mean,
show
every
is a
day.
show about marriage. You know, this show is a show that asserts the dominance of marriage as a form across multiple sexualities and genders and what have you. And that's what happened to any sense of gay dignity or
Yeah.
pride beyond, you
Marriage
know,
killed our dignity. Oh,
marriage
Bergefell
killed our
crushed
dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it's also that relationships where you get married are the only ones deserving of dignity, or it's upsetting. My question is something simpler. Why do people think going on TV and moaning and groaning? I love the closed caption of Megan groaning. Sadly.
I think it's moaning, sadly. It didn't
That
work.
makes sense.
I think that should also be the picture that's the cover of this episode, by the way. I'm not sure if you can have the permissions to do that, but yeah, Megan moans sadly.
Well sorted out.
We could call it Megan Moans, sadly.
I think you should actually call it Megan moans sadly.
A baby cow. I really kept thinking of a baby
Yeah,
cow.
yeah.
Okay.
How is this the path to heterosexual recognition and acceptance? Like that's what I want to know. I want to know whose grandmother is watching this show being like, you know, honey, I didn't understand before.
Until you and Dana fucked each other raw, I didn't.
Now though, you thought yourself back from that by avoiding the conflict, just like straight people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely that. Okay, at the risk of stirring up controversy with the panel here, there is a reckoning with the Kyle and Pilar situation. And I know that Greta and Nicole are on opposite sides of the Kyle Pilar drama.
We've had an accountability process with each other lightly over text. I mean, I don't know what to describe it as that, but that's what something was in there.
There is a rapprochement between Kyle and Pilar at the reunion. They make up and there are hugs. Kyle cries.
Of course.
Of course. Score a point for Kyle in the fantasy league. But let's talk a little bit about this.
What happened?
Nicole, do you want to name your position?
My position is, please, you have to remind me what happened at the reunion, because at this point, I was like boring and I was doing something else.
They talked like they tried to hash through what happened between them and whether or not it was, dubious or not dubious. Yeah.
Okay, here's what I have to say. I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I'll say it, you can put it on my tombstone pizza, is that they were cuddling. They were getting close. They went to the club. Kyle didn't want to kiss either in public or maybe just didn't want to kiss. Unclear. Kyle gets drunk. Pilar gets drunk. Pilar's like, "You're my trial wife." Goes in for a kiss. Pilar grabs Kyle. Pilar grabs Kyle by their lapels and says, "Give me a kiss." They make out at the club. Kyle does it, and then Kyle feels remorse. Oh no, I didn't want to make out with my trial wife either, because I didn't want to make out or because of my other wife. Then at home, Kyle's like, "That made me uncomfortable." And then Pilar's like, "Too bad. You were cuddling me. You were asking for it. You were in a short skirt. I get to do what I want." And I just feel like that my issue with Pilar is not like, "Oh, I got confused about the boundaries." My issue is, can you just say, "I'm really sorry I made you uncomfortable." The end.
Yeah. I think Nicole, I do agree with you on that. Okay, so I think that Pilar's right. The right thing is that once Pilar realized that Kyle did not want to make out with her, and instead of saying, "You're a trial wife," she should have probably backed off. And in the absence of that, if things had happened as they did, like, yeah, I think she should have said, "I'm really sorry." Like, she definitely had and I think that just to be fair, the whole time, like I do feel like I have been saying that Pilar should reacted very big in a very big way to that. Do you know what I mean? But I also just did, let's add a little detail over here. Remember when Kyle goes back to Bridget, Kyle then uses that makeout to kind of torture Bridget.
I think that Kyle was trying to be honest and was trying to protect Pilar, because now Kyle's had life-changing lesbian processing with Pilar, the kind of what she's never experienced before. So she doesn't want to rehash it and say, "I was face taken advantage of at the club." That's my thought.
I like declare we all fam, but maybe in a bad way. Yeah, I think there was some of that, but I did feel like she used it a little bit to to sort of twist the knife with Bridget a little bit, and it felt like there was a little bit of an intra-couple dynamic there, and I was like, okay. Like, I'm not saying that it was a moment where it's not that I think that Kyle can't do those things. Like, Kyle be free, and I'm not saying that it negates any complaints that Kyle has about Pilar or Pilar's behavior, but I was like, Kyle, this is weak sauce. Like, this is a little embarrassing for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's the narrative of what your experience of that happened, like, fair. But then also tell your partner that. Like, that was a little weird. Yeah. And don't be like, "Oh, yeah, I guess I had a little bit of a wild night at the club. Sorry, but that's cool, right? I know you knew you were up for this." And I was just like, whatever, Kyle.
I do think that a conversation we had in the last episode with our other guests about how interesting it would be to know what the pre-made arrangements were within each couple about the kind of extension of obvious. I think actually it's pretty obvious that Haley and Pilar had a deal where it was just like, "Look, we're doing this thing. We should both be down to clown." And basically Pilar was kind of pushing because she wanted to have that experience, but it was also safe within the sphere of whatever they agreed upon was okay. I think that Kyle and Bridget obviously had a different arrangement, and maybe just okay, we're going to go on the show, but and certainly AJ and Brittany had an arrangement where they were going to make safe picks. There's a reason there's a reason AJ didn't go ahead with Bridget. There's a reason AJ didn't go ahead with Marita, because Marita would have been pounce to the ounce, in that
Imagine
scenario.
the processing after that.
Exactly. So I think that it's just what we had was probably with a Pilar, Haley, Magan, and Dana situation, that we had Haley and Pilar who'd made an arrangement, but Dana and Megan, who hadn't made an explicit arrangement,
Yeah, definitely.
except for Dana in her mind had made an arrangement for herself,
Megan gave her the chastity manicure.
For Dina all the time.
Yeah.
You may remember that first episode when
Oh yeah.
Megan, wrapped in her thunder shirt, comes to Dana's apartment the night before the choice and is like, pet me behind the ears. I don't feel good right now. And wants to go home. And then says, I don't think I could bear it.
Yeah.
Anything physical happened.
Yeah.
And Dana's like, don't worry, baby. If you love me, you'll do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove you love me. Are you just going to break up with me by breaking up with me?
Yeah. Dana really is the Trump of the show. It's totally true.
It is. Oh my goodness. Okay.
It did not stop Megan from getting what she needed and then immediately going into a fugue state and forgetting that that's what she had done.
Megan was Taurus for Taurusing the entire time. T for T. The other T for T.
That's what all those tattoos are about.
All right. I think we are drawing to a close. Again, the reunion, as we said, it generated some of these conversations, but for the most part, it didn't have the kind of explosive, I want to say, revelation that season 1 had. The season 1 reunion had for us with dog gates, police reports,
Threw a
etc.
pet at her. Absolutely. Yeah.
No tossed pet gates, but we did get some clarification of various things. If there's a takeaway, is there anything you want to sort of issue as your takeaway from this season? I'm believing more and more in Palome's. You presented a case for the Trumpian lack of accountability that this Trump era lack of accountability that this season produced for us. I do think that it is just a kind of a post-truth. I hate to use that phrase, but like kind of, the apotheosis of the post-truth moment. Yeah.
My takeaway is I want next season to be messier, but I want the receipts. I want to see the side by sides.
Yeah.
I want everyone to see them.
Yes.
More surveillance.
Yeah. Fully. I think that there was some sort of discussion online about them getting rid of the bedroom cameras, bring them back in. What are we doing here? This is reality television. So really agree with Taka. I would definitely bring back like messier. I also feel like I would like to see people I would like a more diverse group. Do you know what I mean? Like I felt like everyone was kind of broadly the same. Like they're kind of the same in age, mostly the same in race. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I would just like a more mixy group. Like in terms of
some old dykes.
I would love to get some old dykes. Let's get some fucking 50-year-old dykes who have never been to therapy in there. Like that would be
like the ones who you hauled on the first date 32 years ago
and 18 times since. Like let's get them in there.
Yeah, let's do a May December.
Yeah.
Let's get some daddies and mommies in there.
Queer ultimatum, gay May queer ultimatum,
golden ultimatum. Golden queer ultimatum, yeah.
Yeah, revenge of the mommies.
The revenge of the dummy mommies.
Yeah.
MILF Manor.
MILF Manor.
Yeah.
Queer Island, MILF Manor.
That's perfect.
Actually, I do want to say that the first season had a greater age disparity.
Yes,
there were
agreed.
people who
I like that about it.
Yeah, from their 20s through their 40s. This time, like they really
40s in the first season.
Aussie was old, but Aussie acted 12.
And Aussie really brought the pain. Like Aussie was one of the worst characters. So like I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's mix up the age and just get some baddies in there. And not good baddies, bad baddies.
And I do think that we have to acknowledge the sort of gender and sexual attraction and how those things map onto each other.
Yeah.
Because the we're all gay, so we could all be gay for each other framework just doesn't really work. And I think that like that would amplify the stakes if you knew there wasn't going to be a couple like bound to like suffragette chastity because it's a kind of people who aren't really drawn to each other's gender presentation. I think that maybe that means casting people who are like very wide in their kind of gender attraction.
I have a
like we need to put Palome on there, in other words.
No, I have an addendum. I think then you have a cast of 5 other people. Let's call them, I don't know, homewreckers. You throw in 5 random that people also get to have dates
I
with.
love this. Change the game a little bit.
Let's
Change the game
right?
as the game changes.
Exactly. Right? Suddenly you're balancing it out so you don't have the moment where you're like, apparently femme for femme is a land of no sex. I don't believe that, but like that's what the show
No.
is.
Yeah.
Let's toss in some like dapper NBs in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You guys have just described the format of From Couple to Thruple.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I
Oh.
was talking about
That
this
is a show that exists.
with a group of people that I watched the first like 5 episodes of the Queer Ultimatum with. There were people talking about From Couple to Thruple. So yeah, I would that could be a format that they could rely on, for example.
That is exactly what happens in From Couple to Thruple.
Yep.
That there are couples who show up and that, like so maybe that should be the crossover
Yes.
episode is between the Ultimatum and From Couple to Thruple. But I do think the sweet spot of every Ultimatum season is the trial spouse period. And there needs to be something that happens so that it isn't just the kind of rejects or the people who weren't picked
Like
by
Brittany and
their
Marina, like that was not really that interesting. But if either of them, if there'd been a pool of randos where each of them could have been with people that they like were actually kind of legitimately threatened by, or that their partners would have legitimately been threatened by, yeah, that they're
Exes.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
well, there should be like ex visitations. Like somehow, like the exes get brought.
All of the ex visitations. That's a great idea.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I
Oh,
would love
okay.
to see Rena's ex show up, tire tracks down her face.
Yeah, missing eye. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I was so I've long had this conversation with my femme friends where I'm like, at the end of the day, if we retire together and we're single, we can trade the baseball cap around. Like I'll take a turn wearing the baseball cap. And I was like a little disappointed that when Brittany was like, I'm gonna be daddy, that I was like, all right, I'm ready for the backwards baseball cap to be on her head. And then it wasn't, it was just gal pals.
Yeah, it was just like it was oxtail, which I mean, I would never turn up my nose at oxtail.
I
but
would never kick the oxtail out of bed.
I would never kick the oxtail. I would invite it into bed specifically first. Yeah.
I'm marrying the oxtail.
Yeah, exactly. I would trial marry the oxtail for sure. Yeah.
The 2 things I want to call out, Marie's face during the reunion. Like
Beautiful.
we've seen this. I mean, we've seen the show. We've seen the show that our dear friend Sarah Shapiro does. What the hell is it called?
Unreal.
Unreal.
I don't know that.
We've seen Unreal. I've seen Sarah's short so many times, and on Unreal, you see reality contestants get pushed to their edge, and then you see a point where they get oppositional defiance disorder with the producers, and we reached that point with Marie where Joanna's like, anything else to say about that? And she's like, no.
Loved
Loved
I
her.
go up to get my check. I'm here. I'm sitting right here. Yeah.
She's like, look, you're not going to sue me. Isn't that great? And I also want to say to that end, AJ being so comfortable with the producers, I was like, production handled this wrong. There should never be a reality show where you feel so happy with production that you're thanking them all at the end. You need to feel uncomfortable and be using the rest of your time on this earth figuring out how to sue them because of the emotional distress they've put you through for the sake of good TV. And that's what we signed up for.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're not making the big bucks, but that's why we're like all watching this in droves and, joining a fantasy league with 70 people.
We did want to congratulate the winner of the fantasy league, RB, who won the fantasy league. Some of our standings here on the panel, I think, who finished highest? Did I finish highest? No, you did.
Nicole's like, it was me.
Nicole, raise your hand.
I finished the lowest, I believe.
Yeah.
I was 18th, and Karen, you were right after me. We had similar points.
I was like 23 or 22.
Yeah.
I think it was like 37 or something. Where was
Greta
I?
was 51st.
51st. Logan was 30 something. Yeah.
Like halfway in the middle.
Yeah. I was I mean, personal worst. That was my team name.
But I did definitely want to congratulate the winner, who is Arb, aka Lena 44 LA Capricorn Cancer. So I guess that's Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Cancer Ascendant. And
That's
so for those of you who want to meet somebody who just won a few $100s at the Ultimatum Fantasy League, look for Arby.
You looking for a homosexual to take advantage of? Heard they've got $800 in their pocket.
That's right.
Have a great vacation in Barcelona, Greta and Palomi. Thanks for joining us. Nicole, you and I will get back together when the next season of The Amazing Race comes.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.